Let me start on somewhat of a side note. The ones who say that the election was tampered with are the same ones who say that we voted Biden in office, which makes absolutely no sense at all, because how could people elect Joe if the outcome was already predetermined? Y'all are Trump's bitches. But this commentary is me asking, how much of a problem do you really have? Is it big enough for you to see all is involved, or is it more important to shield your side? Like back what I said about child rape, sex trafficking. You got all these people blaming Democrats. But if they really cared, they'd hit all sides, red and blue, because all sides are involved in that and they know it. So how much of a problem do you really got with the globalists and the bug and the cure that they want to mandate? Is your problem big enough to call out all sides, or are you more loyal to a party? But anyway, I just couldn't see myself on here trying to defend what he been doing, trying to explain it away or pretending that I don't see it. I couldn't even see myself trying to shift the blame onto the previous president, like when I spoke on the Afghanistan thing. Yeah, I know that Trump set some things in place. I know he set some things in place for this to happen, but I said Biden pulled the trigger. And I've been using my little channel to rebuke everything about what Biden been doing with this cure that they've been mandating. And I spoke repeatedly over and over again against these weird old progressives within the DNC. I've got after their anti-gun nonsense, the DNC's dumbass anti-capitalism rhetoric, their ridiculous defund the police stuff, and a few other things.
The 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and the First Lady of the United States, Melania Trump.
I have found Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of Donald Trump, is now owner of the building in New York on Fifth Avenue. That's the address is 666. And housed in this building is a company, Lucent Technology, that is now basically turned into Nokia. But they're working on the FRID chip. Isn't it interesting that the FRID chip is being developed in a building? The address is 666. But here is a young man that's about to be a part of the administration, the Trump administration, and he owns a building with 666. And the FRID chip is being developed in this building.
I've even described the DNC as one of the offsprings of Lucifer, because I just cannot see me playing deaf, dumb, and blind when it comes to a party and a president that I co-signed. I can't do it. But for approaching 5 years, I've sat, not quietly, I have sat and watched pro-Trump Republican and default Republicans pretend that Trump has done no wrong and is and he's the personification of a bright future of America. People on here talking like he was going to stop the New World Order, globalist elite agenda and crush them.
So we are seeing the development of this mark of the beast right before our eyes being developed in a building that is marked 666. I mean,
we went to find Jared Kushner to ask him what his plans were. Walking to the office at 666 Fifth Avenue with his parents, he was offering no clues.
Mr. Kushner, you think you're going to get a job in the White House?
Have a good day. Thank you.
You're going to get a job in the White House, you think? Charles, you think he's going to get a job in the White House? Jared Kushner is now inside his company headquarters with his parents for their regular Tuesday business meeting. Just like the Trumps, this is very much a family affair. It's all about loyalty and sticking together.
Kushner's fortune, like Trump's, comes from real estate. His company's headquarters are just across the road from his father-in-law's.
Tonight, Jared Kushner's appointment as a senior advisor to the president is also drawing controversy because he's married to Trump's daughter, Ivanka. Transition team officials say they do not believe anti-nepotism laws apply to presidential advisors. Kushner is pledging to take no salary and give up his management roles at his own family's billion-dollar real estate empire and the newspaper he owns. His lawyer tells CNN he'll also sell off a significant number of his assets, including this flagship building in Manhattan, to his brother or to a family trust controlled by his mother, including this flagship building in Manhattan, to his brother or to a family trust controlled by his mother.
The family members will still benefit from the decisions he makes in the White House. And on the other end of this is what happens when he leaves government office. Are they then going to give him his interests back? It's not really divesting himself of this. It's not separating himself from his financial interests.
Ethics watchdogs question whether he can fully cut himself off from having a financial stake in government decisions.
And despite all he's caused, you still got people on here saying stuff like, see, but y'all wanted to vote for Joe Biden, though. As if Trump is not the man who got this ball rolling. Asking questions on videos and live streams and putting stuff on community posts titled, like, do you miss Trump yet? Talking as if this stuff didn't start until after Trump and Melania got on that helicopter and left the White House in January. Jared Kushner. His brother Josh Kushner is co-founder of a health insurance company called Oscar Health. Jared Kushner is the one who just so happened to be the one that Trump appointed to be chief advisor to the White House. And they developed the RFID chips in Jared's building. And why is Trump doing this? The Vatican, small, but some say it's the most powerful place on earth, involved in all kind of global conflict, influence everywhere. And ain't this what the other presidents done? Yes, of course it is. But Trump is supposed to be the one that people claim to be so outside of the box. Walking around surrounded with all kind of Freemasons. Masons to the highest of degrees right here. But this is the one people claim is anti-establishment, anti-status quo, anti-globalist, anti-New World Order. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Shep. So they ran this trial along with the National Institutes of Health and people who lived with someone who tested positive for the virus within the previous 4 days. And what they found is that this antibody cocktail reduced the risk of them getting sick by 81%. Now, the problem is the drug needs clearance from the FDA before it can be used in this form. As prevention, it's given as a shot. The drug is currently authorized as treatment for high-risk people recently diagnosed with COVID, where it's given as an IV infusion. Now, that's been one of the challenges for greater uptake of these medicines, as well as really strong proof they worked so well. With these results and the pandemic still taking such a toll, Regeneron's CEO says the drug should be used more.
We have to get this drug to people, to appropriate people, and treat them and keep them out of the hospital or dying. It's really, it's a medical, it's a moral imperative.
Now, he said even as the vaccines roll out more, there's a role for both the medicine to treat COVID and, if the FDA gives the green light, to deliver the antibodies that can provide an immediate dose of protection against the disease. Chad?
Meg, thanks.
Regeneron. And guess who in 2017 filed that company as part of his assets? Go ahead, guess. Mr. Anti-Deep State man himself, former President Donald J. Trump, who in that same year, 2017, refunded the gain-of-function program. The program that opened the door for the bug to get out on everybody. Obama closed that program. He didn't fund that particular department of the National Institute of Health. But Trump did, though. Then just so happened to fire the pandemic response team. Say it again. Reopens that dangerous program, then fires the people that would handle it if something went wrong. And at the end of the day, the United States, under Trump's watch, funded that lab in China. I'm looking at people connecting Fauci and his wife's business dealings with all these drug companies. They're connecting Biden and his son to China. These people are experts at connecting everybody and their mama to this thing, but won't even utter the words warp speed. Won't make any connection with Trump. Jared won't make no connection with none of that. All their connections point in every direction but in Trump's direction. I've done plenty of videos on this channel, like the one I did connecting Trump to globalists like Wilbur Ross and Goldman Sachs, who Trump gave high positions in the White House. He was in debt with them people before he was president, owed them big money.
President-elect Donald Trump has filled 2 more top spots for his economic team. Trump has selected former Goldman Sachs exec Steven Mnuchin as Treasury Secretary and financier Wilbur Ross to help lead the Commerce Department.
Then hired him. But this is the one people are asking, do we miss him yet? Miss him for what? And it's crazy how people can connect Biden to the 1995 crime bill, something that he did almost 30 years ago, but you can't connect Trump to a year ago or a year before that. The video where I mentioned Ross and Sachs is titled Marxist, Socialist, Communist America. Coming soon or here already, and how. You know, today I'm seeing that Trump is denying that he released those 5,000 Taliban prisoners while he was president. He's straight up denying it. The same denial he had throughout his term as president. And a person in denial will refuse to change their ways. And that's the reason Joe is president right now. Trump's behavior just kept getting worse and worse. And his bitches encouraging him by denying that he done anything wrong. Pretended to be deaf, dumb, and blind, and still doing it till this very day.